text, flesh flies, and their feeding and breeding habits. Their very name is enough to make any self-respecting human lose his or her last meal. These flies are known to breed and feed in feces and decaying material, and often lay their eggs in the open wounds of both animals and humans. Despite their disgusting diet of choice, these flies are important scavengers that are integral. And here's the second half. In keeping with clever horror and crime-related flicks and tales, the maggots of these flies are used by forensic entomologists to place the time of death in murder cases. The Australian funnel web spider. The toxin from this critter can kill a human being in 15 minutes. There are 35 species of funnel web spiders, but only one holds the title of the world's deadliest. The Sydney funnel web spiders are relatively large and aggressive, and their big, rearward-facing fangs are capable to pierce through fingernails. The males are particularly deadly because they often wander into human settlements in search of mates. Before the development of an anti-venom in 1981, this spider caused at least 13 deaths, including 7 children. The aggressive, unforgiving assassin bug. These insects are known to attack their prey quickly and violently by stabbing them with their long, sharp beaks. After death, their behavior resembles something out of an Edgar Allan Poe horror tale. They inject enzymes into their victims, which soften their insides and prepare them to be sucked out like a smoothie. One particular species found in Malaysia actually glues the empty corpses onto its back using sticky secretions, wearing them as if they were a suit of armor. Message for you. With more than 150 species in the family Reduviidae, assassin bugs are true bugs that grow as large as 1.5 inches, and are found here in North America. Many species are dark-colored shades of brown or black, but there are some brightly colored species in the mix, too. Assassin bugs are not only predators that feed on other insects and spiders, but are also large predators of crop pests in gardens and fields, so they are an insect that benefits gardeners. In gardens, assassin bugs will sit and wait on their prey, including small, flying insects and caterpillars, then capture them by quickly stabbing them with their long mouthparts. Once their prey is immobile, its bodily fluids are drawn through the assassin bug's straw-like mouthparts. Bullet ant. The bullet ant, also called the 24-hour ant, referring to the full day of pain it causes, is the cause of one of the most painful insect bites in the world. When you're stung by one of these creatures, it might feel like your foot has been broken and then set on fire. Bullet ants are usually around an inch long, with stout, reddish-black, wingless bodies. The bullet ant sting is more painful than a bee sting, and lasts for 24 hours. It can be fatal to those who are allergic to it, or have heart conditions. Bullet ants are found in rainforests of South America, and prefer living on trees, or under them where they hunt for other bugs that live along trails where people walk, or animals pass by regularly so they can attack them when their defenses are lowered due to being tired from walking around all day long. They're black with red stripes around their bodies, which makes them look very scary indeed. Camel spider. Camel spiders are not actually spiders, but they are arachnids. Even though they don't have venom, they're terrifying to look at, especially if you have the intense fear of spiders, known as arachnophobia. The camel spider is also known as the sun spider or wind scorpion. These names come from its appearance and behavior. The camel spider is usually between 2 to 6 inches long, with large pincers that are used for catching prey larger than itself, usually lizards. It eats insects and small lizards such as geckos and skinks when it can find them. If there aren't any nearby, then the camel spider will eat plants instead. Botfly. The botfly is a species of insect that is bee-like with rounded heads. Botflies typically lay eggs on the skin of mammals, including humans. The larvae burrow into your skin once they are hatched. If you're unlucky enough to get infected by one, you'll notice them when they hatch and begin to move around under your skin's surface. Bot flies can be found in tropical and subtropical climates across the world, though they aren't common in North America or Europe. They tend to prefer warmer places where there are more insects laying eggs on host animals' bodies, like monkeys, for they to consume later. But if you live in warmer climates yourself, or travel there often, you may want something else besides antibiotics at hand, in case one attaches itself onto your body without warning. The larvae can grow quite large, up to half an inch in size, and, as they feed on the host's tissue, cause a swelling known as a larva migrans, which can take many weeks to resolve. While a few species are benign and do not cause much harm, it is believed the most prevalent type in the United States is the human botfly. In its adult form, this fly looks for large mammals, like us, to lay its eggs on. Once laid, the larvae feed on tissue fluid and other materials before dropping off and pupating. As they grow, the larvae create a sore and can cause an infection known as zomyiasis. Bot flies are very difficult to treat without surgical intervention. Antibiotics are ineffective at treating botfly larvae because they are not alive and therefore do not reproduce themselves. A doctor must manually remove the larva using forceps or tweezers. However, this process is not always successful due to the small size of the larva. It also requires extensive recovery time and can leave scarring. While there is some evidence that ivermectin, the drug taken for intestinal worms, can help treat human botflies, the only sure way to get rid of them is through surgical extraction. In some areas of Africa, children are taught how to detect and remove larvae using their fingers. This is done by feeling for a movement under the skin. Once found, the larva is pulled out by hand or with tweezers.